The Gorge is directed by Scott Derrickson and stars Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Sigourney Weaver, and is a new movie that's out on Apple TV tomorrow. Early Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. In this movie, you follow Levi and Drasa, two expert shooters who have been placed on either side of a steep gorge that descends into no idea. They've been given a directive, which is keep out whatever it wants to get out of the gorge. And so as the two of them begin their duties, they eventually do build a bit of a connection across this gorge. And then eventually stuff starts to happen from within the gorge that they need to look into. And that's all I can actually say, because even the marketing doesn't tell you that much. Everything that I've just told you is the marketing for the most part. There is nothing else that they have shown. And I think that's for the better, because this is a kind of movie you want to sort of experience for yourself to see how the rest of it plays out. I went into it with some anticipation though, because Scott Derrickson, for the most part, as a director, has impressed me. I've enjoyed a lot of his movies, even some of his recent ones like Doctor Strange and The Black Phone. And I think Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Sigourney Weaver, when you say those three names, especially like right now, you're gonna watch the movie. That is some incredible talent right there. And all three of them are having a great time in this movie, especially Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, who you spend the most amount of time with as far as the runtime is concerned. And it's good because you have to believe this relationship that's building between them, because eventually the going is going to get tough. And when that happens, you want to make sure that they get out of it alive and that they have each other's back. And the way the movie builds this up is very sweet, actually. In fact, the romance that builds between them at first kind of reminded me of like that bit of WALL-E where there's like barely any dialogue and all of it has to be communicated through like, you know, music and sound and just a few words here and there. So they're just communicating with each other by writing on a whiteboard or like in a book, and it's very sweet, and both of them conveyed that, you know, aspect, that distance growing shorter between them in a way very, very effectively. It makes, again, a lot of the other stuff that happens as the movie progresses work for the most part. I say for the most part because there are aspects that are built around that which are not as interesting, I would say. Like there is some stuff going on with an antagonist over here which I didn't really, you know, have too much heed towards. When you do eventually descend into the gorge, the stuff that happens over there is interesting, and you get some really cool sequences as a result of that. Again, can't really tell you what it is because even the trailers don't show you. I keep having to reiterate this. This movie is marketed in a very smart way, in that it wants you to watch the movie to learn about everything that happens. And kudos to the fact that they have stuck to this with everything that they've shown of the movie. I will even go as far as to tell you that most of what they've shown is in the first act of the movie. So you're not actually seeing a ton of what happens in like the second and third acts of the film. So major credit where it's due to that part of it. That it is visually very interesting what they do with some of that. And all of it is layered with this really loud booming score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are, of course, once again at the top of their game, and they have been for a while now. And this is one of those things where when you see those names and that they're doing a score, you're in instantly. Like, I mean, that you've made the sales pitch. So there's a lot of talent behind this movie. And a lot of that talent gets to shine quite a bit as this thing progresses. Like I said, I can't say too much because it would risk giving away a lot of the story. And so I'm going to try and keep things to a minimum. But I will say that there are issues that I have with stuff that eventually happens in some of the second and third act, you know, reveals. And there's a couple of things that I feel like are a little rushed at times. But it's also a very fun and entertaining movie. And thanks to Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, it still manages to work quite a bit. And Derrickson directs it really well too. And like I said, it's very visually exciting, and there's some unique stuff that's going on that I was very I was very much into. Like, I really, really liked it. So I would recommend giving it a chance this weekend. I am curious to hear what you guys make of it. And I'm gonna give The Gorge a 7.5 out of 10. A solid watch. A solid watch. I had a good time with it overall. Like I said, not perfect, but a solid time nonetheless. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more videos very, very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe. And I'll see you guys at the movies.